Good to see you all. The world is a better place because you are here to join us. My name is Matt Brown, and I am the host of the Productive Conversations podcast. As we are about to talk about what happened on Championship Sunday, your Super Bowl is set. The Eagles and the Chiefs. As we talk about what got them there, as we talk about these two games that were, of course, one was going down to the end and one was going to be controversial. Of course, one was going to be an easy victory if you really thought about it. But either or, we're here. We're going to talk about it. And this is our reaction to Championship Sunday in the NFL. And before we get into all of that, I just want to remind you to like and subscribe to the Productive Conversations podcast on all podcasts platforms and YouTube. And don't forget to check out exclusive content regarding the show across all social media platforms. We're on Instagram at Productive Conversations Podcast, X and Twitter at ProdConvoPod, TikTok at Productive Conversations, and Facebook at Productive Conversations. And don't forget to check out Magic Mind. Go to magicmind.com/PCJN, 45% off your mood boosting or sleep boosting Magic Mind shots. And due to its vitamins and nootropics and special recipe, it will make you into it will improve your life 100%. I promise. Magic Mind, reclaim your brain. So yeah, Eagles and the Chiefs. The very worst case scenario for me personally, for a lot of Giants fans, for a lot of America, this is not what we wanted as a whole. Congratulations to the Eagles. Congratulations to the Chiefs. Philly and KC, for the second time in 3 years, you're going against each other in the Super Bowl. And this is not a sequel we care or looking forward to, at least me personally. I'm dreading the Super Bowl. I love the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is one of my favorite days of the year. This is the first matchup where I'm looking forward to the end of the game. I'll still watch it. I'll still do my thing. I will still analyze, cover, and enjoy it despite not liking the matchup or too crazy about it. But it is what it is. And we'll see who's going to win between these two franchises that are very aggravating to watch. But they are the two best teams in the NFL as proven. And well, let's talk about how they got there. First with the Commander. Let me actually first with the Commanders and the Eagles. 56-23. Boy, I hope you caught that cover when one. I hope you did that over when one team alone defeats the over. But in a game where everything worked out for the Eagles, and as we said time and time again, the team that makes the most mistakes will be the team that loses. And when you're a team, obviously with the Eagles, with Saquon Barkley going off, not as hard as he did in the Rams game, but he certainly with 3 touchdowns and 118 yards on the ground, that's something you get excited for. When you don't turn over the ball, when you use AJ Brown as you didn't use the first two games, when you facilitate him and allow him to go ham as he did, and 459 total yards, you are going to win this game. When Washington had 4 turnovers, even though Jaden, which includes an interception for Jaden Daniels, which includes a couple fumbles, um, it's not going to work. What we thought might have been the edge that the Commanders could score, and 23 points is admirable, but when you give up 55 points, we know why we are where we are. Realistically, was this the toughest matchup for Philly? No. We thought maybe they had a puncher's chance. Maybe Washington could facilitate, could shut them down, could stop Saquon Barkley. They didn't. Um, and they were able to use the passing game a little more with like I said, A. Brown had a great game and getting a touchdown, just 4 yards shy of 100. But I mean, the Eagles did everything right on offense, using their weapons, using their tight ends. Obviously, the running game was great. Heck, the third string running back had a heck of a game. You saw him, Will Shipley help do a 4 play, 80-yard drive, garbage time touchdown, and Jalen Hurts running in for 3 touchdowns himself. You see why it happened this way. Just the Commanders had no answer on offense. I mean, said no answer on defense. They would score a little bit, but um, they couldn't keep up. Couldn't keep up. And the tone was set after Saquon's 60-yard touchdown for in the first quarter. And we're here again. It is what it is. You wish the Commanders put more of a fight, but can't really be that surprised. Eagles are your NFC champions. And as for the Bills and the Chiefs, while the Bills definitely made their mistakes, they dropped passes, they had a hard time stopping the run. They were getting beat easily by the weapons of the Chiefs. They actually protected Patrick Mahomes. Those tackles stepped up against what I expected. And just and what's so aggravating, they didn't turn over the ball once, the Bills. They were just stopped when they needed to get stopped. They failed the tush push. And they just couldn't they just didn't have the ball at the end. On top of some questionable calls. First down that first down conversion in the fourth quarter. That drop, that interception that they called for a drop. And what's the last one I'm missing? And the last play of the game, though, Kincaid should have caught the ball, was in his hands. There was a random flag being thrown. Reckon I know some people think it was Deion Dawkins losing his helmet, but questionable calls will define this team and franchise, despite how great they are, and somehow getting the win. Winning 17 one-point games and all of that. And the Bills definitely missed their conversions when they needed to. It's just not as authentic and genuine as a win as I think it can be. Even though the Chiefs win, they win. I do think historic. Pat's gonna, as I said, the worst case scenario. I'm either gonna see the Eagles, the team I hate the most in the NFL, with Saquon Barkley after I complained about his switch there. Even though I did say I understood why he did, I'm still upset that he went to the rival team. And they look great going into the Super Bowl. And then you have this three-peat that has been filled with controversial close calls, annoying pop stars, braggadocious players, cocky, unhumble players as well. It just sucks that this is what's going to happen. And in this game that was back and forth, though they did not turn over the ball, the failed conversions are a big factor here, plus some questionable calls. And yeah, I mean, if you look at the stats too, it's dead even. The Bills actually had had total 6 more total yards against the Chiefs. The Chiefs made the more explosive plays. And yeah, in a game that really wasn't that bad for Josh Allen at 237 yards and 2 touchdowns. Still didn't make the final plays when he had to. James Cook played a great game as well. And they were clutch when they needed to. They ran down the field when they needed to. But questionable calls, not getting your final conversions, led to the Chiefs winning. And who knows where we'll be. I really do think history might see this Chiefs teams as a team that reserves some form of respect, but always getting the questionable calls going their way. There's something fishy about that. And I think that's going to be your story, at least this week. And then when we get to Super Bowl week next week, I guess you'll talk about even more why these damn two teams are here. But it is what it is. I'm just disappointed. I do think the Ravens would have played better, played a better game. I do think the Ravens would have had a better shot at beating the Chiefs. And we're here again. Chiefs winning by a field goal. They just cover the spread at -1.5. It's smart. Vegas putting that way. But yeah, the Bills are that. Josh Allen will be known as the quarterback who fell short again, 0-4 against the Chiefs in these big games. 0-4. Sean McDermott, known as the guy, does fall short. Sorry, changed. And this team changed almost their entire wide receiver options, completely switched them, and they couldn't make the darn late end of the game catches. And was failing twice on 2-point conversions too. But it made a difference. But I could Chiefs were ready, whether it was the failed tush push or just not making it in the end zone after that. We're here, and we have an unenthusiastic Super Bowl that we'll just have to deal with. And then 2 weeks from today, I will be looking forward to next season. We'll start that journey, but got to get through the rest of the 2024 season, and we'll see how it all unfolds. But that's what I have reacting to: Commanders, Eagles, Chiefs, and Bills, Eagles and Chiefs Super Bowl. Makes you sick to your stomach, don't it? But it is what it is, and we will have to watch. I'm sure there'll be something to watch. We got Kendrick and SZA at the Super Bowl, but it is what it is. Next week we will have our Super Bowl preview show. Super Bowl Sunday night. I will record a show right after the Super Bowl is over, and that'll be the season. That'll be the season. So we'll get some reinforcements. We'll get some people to preview the Super Bowl, and we'll talk next week on that. We have a tweet cap for you, 2 tweet caps for you this week. One released on Tuesday and one released on Friday, and that's it. That'll be your shows this week. Oh no! And then we also have a preview of the Royal Rumble. So that's gonna be fun. So we'll have that for you on Thursday. But yeah, my opening story for what's trending is going to be the Chiefs and Bills specifically. So if you want more of my thoughts on that with Ryan and Jose, we'll talk to you then. But thank you so much. Another conference championship weekend in the books. Hopefully, a year from now, we have 2 matchups we're extremely excited for and a Super Bowl we're even more hyped for. But until then, we're going to enjoy this life. Thanks, everybody, and we'll see you throughout the week. Peace.